Hi everyone, so today I am going to go over the differences between Altreno, Retin-A, and Retin-A Micro. I'm going to go over why I chose Altreno for my sensitive rosacea prone skin, and it allowed me actually to be able to use a retinoid 7 days a week instead of 5. So I've got my notes here just so I don't forget anything, and I'm just going to get started with the 3 differences. So the differences is basically all of them are in the class of the drug, or the drug name, a retinoid. And a retinoid is a vitamin A derivative. So all of these are the same things. They're all retinoids, vitamin A derivatives. They're used basically for acne. So Tretinoin was first used in 1971, and it was used for acne. And then when patients were using it over time, they found that they had less wrinkles and less pigmentation. So it's found now that we can actually have the indication to use retinoids for fine lines and wrinkles, pigmentation, and evening out skin tone. And then Altreno actually became available in 2020. It's just approved for acne, but because it's the same active ingredient, tretinoin, we can assume that in the long run, it's going to be used for fine lines and wrinkles, pigmentation, and overall skin tone. So that's why a lot of people use it for those different purposes now. And the only difference between all these different forms is just the formulation. Again, same active ingredient, but the formulation is different. So when you have Retin-A, that is a cream. And then you have Altreno, that's a lotion. And then you have Retin-A Micro, that's actually a gel. And Retin-A Micro is a little bit more elegant of a formulation than Retin-A, because Retin-A Micro is micro encapsulated. So it has a slower release so that the tretinoin, the active ingredient, is not released all at the same time, so there's less irritation. And then same thing with Altreno. Altreno is a lotion. It's got the sustained release, so it's not all at the same time. And then the other thing, I've got the Altreno here, and then the tretinoin, I'll kind of go over the differences between them. But Altreno, again, is a lotion, and it also has other ingredients to help soothe the skin. So it's got hyaluronic acid, which allows you to retain moisture. It has collagen. It's actually fish collagen. So if you're allergic to fish, you have to make sure that you're not using this medication. I mean, topical is kind of different, so you can try it, but just be aware of that. And then it has glycerin, which is a great moisturizer for the skin. It also holds into water and prevents irritation. So that's the basic difference between all of these. And just for a little bit of background, so I have been using just tretinoin since 20 years ago. So I'm almost 50 now. I've been using it since I was 30. And I was actually given just a free tube of Retin-A, which was Renova at that time. Renova was available, again, more elegant formulation. And so I was given that at a time from my dermatologist. So that's kind of what got me started. And I used it. I went through the whole, what they call like the retinization period, used it, had the flaky skin, the redness, but I still bared through it. But I was never able to use it every day. And so then after a few years, when my dermatologist's office actually started formulating it themselves, they said it was, even better, cheaper, and just, again, a more elegant formulation with lots of moisturizers. So I used their formulation, and I found that to be incredibly irritating. So I was a little frustrated. So then I just went to straight tretinoin, just the tretinoin 0.05 in the cream. And the thing I liked about this was the fact that it had a little bit of easier spreadability. So that was my main thing with just the brand name generic tretinoin cream. It was easier to spread. And for me, that's really important because I have sensitive skin and my rosacea just tends to flare every time I rub my skin. So I want something that's easily spreadable because, of course, then you need a more even application. And that was just great for me. And then all of a sudden I was like, you know what? I'm going to try Altreno because supposedly it's in this like nicer form. So I tried Altreno and I haven't gone back. And again, I used to use just this Tretinoin, the Tretinoin cream. I used to use this 5 days a week, and now I'm able to use the Altreno 7 days a week. So I'm going to go over just some of the differences between just general Altreno and Tretinoin. The ingredients, again, same thing. You know, active ingredient is the same. It's Tretinoin. It's just in Altreno, it's micronized. So more stable delivery of the actual drug. And then in terms of the formulation, the Altreno is in a lotion, and then the Tretinoin is available in a cream, and it's also available in a gel. So the lotion, the Altreno lotion is, I'm like, okay. The Altreno lotion, I can't tell. It's so funny because it's actually backwards on the, well, I guess they're all like that, the ingredients. But the Altreno lotion is available only in 0.05%, and the cream is available in 0.025 and 0.05 and 0.1. And one thing to bring up, oh, and then the gel is available in 0.01 and 0.025. Gels tend to be a little bit stronger just by nature. So that's probably why they're only available at those 2 doses. But one thing to bring up, you know, because people will probably think, oh, you know, I'm kind of upset that the Altreno is only available in 0.05%, you know, that's not high enough for me. But the most important thing about using a retinoid is that you use it and you tolerate it. So the strength is not as important. So I think it's great. Altreno just has like the middle dose. So that should be perfect for most people. So that's kind of the difference. And then with the Tretinoin, again, just there's no sustained release. And then with the Altreno, it's micronized. So it's just more of a stable release and just better in general. And then just for reviews in general, so far, again, Tretinoin has been available since 1971 and Altreno was 2020. But so far, Altreno is like less than 4% of people have skin redness, irritation, itching, peeling. Whereas the main side effect of Tretinoin are those symptoms. So much better tolerated. And then in terms of the price for Tretinoin, I mean, it says that this is 20, what is this? This is 45 grams. Okay, so yeah, so a 20-gram tube of Tretinoin is on average $25. And then the 20-gram tube of Altreno is $65. And something to note with just both of these, I mean, you do truly use a pea-sized amount, and I will show that towards the end. But a pea-sized amount really goes over the entire skin. And I have found that when I was using this 45-gram tube of Tretinoin, it lasted me at least a year, like sometimes more. And then the Altreno right now, this particular one that I have here, I have been using this for almost 6 months. So they dispensed this smaller one. They gave me 3 of them. So I actually kind of like the smaller one, but that's been already for about 6 months that I'm using it. So when people complain about the cost of all the retinoids, the prescription strength retinoids, the cost is actually less than probably any skincare product that you're going to use over the counter. And I'm not talking about like the over the counter retinoids and retinaldehydes. I'm talking about just, you know, things that claim to help with wrinkles and fine lines and hyperpigmentation and all that. So retinoids are the only proven thing that's used, or skincare ingredient that's used for anti-aging. That and sunscreen, those are the only 2 things that are approved for anti-aging. So you might as well, you know, try and get a prescription from your dermatologist or use one of the over-the-counter retinoids like adapalene, because it's just the best investment that you can do for your skin. Okay. And let's see, do I have, let's see, I went over the formulations, and then just in terms of like the application, when you're using just basic tretinoin. You don't have to do this, but this is just what's written in the prescribing guidelines. With basic tretinoin, you're supposed to apply it to dry skin. So you're supposed to wash your face and then wait 20 to 30 minutes to then apply the tretinoin. Whereas with Altreno and Retin-A Micro, and again, when I refer to just tretinoin, I'm actually referring to Retin-A. So with the Altreno and the Retin-A Micro, because of their more elegant formulations, supposedly you can just apply them like right off the bat. So, right after you've washed your skin. And then the uses, so basically in terms of the Retin-A or the just basic tretinoin, it's a cream, it's more emollient, so it's good for a little bit of drier skin. And then the Retin-A Micro is a gel, so it's actually, gels are always a little bit more faster absorbing, so a little bit more drying to the skin. So people with oily skin would want to use the Retin-A Micro. And then the Altreno is really just great for all skin types. Again, I love it because I know it says that it's a lotion, but to me, it's almost like a Vaseline type consistency. I mean, not to scare you, but, and again, I'll show it in a second, but it's really, really nice to spread and extremely moisturizing. So, and then let's see. Oh, and in terms of price, I didn't mention the price. Usually a Retin-A Micro is like $200 to $300. And that's really hard to get. I don't even know if they still make it, but, and that's one of the reasons why I found the Altreno, is because in the past I wanted to try the Retin-A Micro because I had been on Retin-A. And so, but it wasn't available. So the Altreno, to me, perfect. And then let's see, what else did I want to go over? So I went over just, again, I'm going to go over just Altreno because this video is really on Altreno. So we're going to go over that in just a little bit more detail, and then I'll just show you why it worked for me and how I use it. So again, it was FDA approved for acne in 2020, but it has the same active ingredient, still retinoids. So it increases cell turnover, decreases oil production, and it helps acne, and it evens out skin tone and helps with hyperpigmentation. So the thought is that over time, we're going to find that it has the same benefit of retinoids in terms of fine lines and wrinkles. And just to get into the ingredients a little bit more, so it's got the hyaluronic acid that attracts the water, the collagen that keeps the skin moisturized, and then the glycerin that protects against irritation and helps to seal in the moisture. And again, remember that it is fish collagen. So if you're allergic to fish, you might not be able to tolerate it. And let's see. Okay, so in terms of, for me, and I've heard this with just, reading reviews like on drugs.com and just, talking to like colleagues about the Altreno. For me, there was no purging. Yes, I have been using a retinoid for many years, but there was no irritation when I went straight from my tretinoin to my Altreno. And then, as I had mentioned before, very quickly, like basically within just a few days, I was able to go from using my tretinoin cream for 5 days a week to using the Altreno every day of the week, which usually I would not recommend. I'd recommend to gradually introduce your retinoid, but I was able to do that without any irritation. And again, it's been 6 months, so I didn't have like that delayed irritation. No irritation with that. It spreads easily, which is great for my rosacea. And just in terms of like getting it evenly spread, because you don't want areas that are a little bit more heavily, with the actual cream or lotion. You don't want the retinoid to be concentrated in certain areas. You want it to be nicely spread throughout the skin. So it's really easy to spread and research-based, and again, cheaper than any over-the-counter. So the way that I use it, so what I do is I use it at night. So I did have some questions about when do I use my retinoid. I use it at night, and there's a few reasons for that. First of all, I do my like nighttime skincare routine as a way to relax after work at like 5 p.m. So for me, it feels great that instead of using it in the morning where then I'm going to wash it off, I mean, even though it has already absorbed into the skin, but I would wash it off then at 5 p.m. I'm starting it at 5 p.m. and then I don't wash my face in the morning. So I kind of see more benefit of using it, at night. And then another reason is I use vitamin C in the morning. So I don't, not that you can't use the two together, but I don't like to use the two together because I'm just scared of irritation with my sensitive skin. And then another reason is I do the sandwich method. So I put on my Cosrx rice moisturizer, which is like a thin moisturizer. And then I put on my azelaic acid. Then I put on another moisturizer. I usually use the Ordinary. I have a skincare routine video as well. I use the Ordinary natural moisturizing factors. And then I put on my Tretinoin. So, and I find that that works really well for me, because again, I like my skin to be really moisturized before I apply it, which now, I mean, honestly, the Altreno, I could probably apply straight to dry skin. I wouldn't have any problems. But I'm so used to the Tretinoin being more difficult to spread that I'm so used to like putting on moisturizers before the Tretinoin. And I don't, again, with the Altreno, with the Tretinoin, I used to have to put a moisturizer on then on top. With the Altreno, I don't have to put anything on top. So hopefully that makes sense. And then just to always remember that not to use retinoids when you're pregnant, and always to start very slow. Usually if I am recommending it, I'll recommend it once a day to start, you know, and see how you do with that. Usually at least 2 weeks, if not a month. And then every other day, or actually then I do 3 days a week, and then every other day. And then if you're able to, and each of these is like a month progression. And then if you're able to, you do the everyday. And again, with Altreno, I think that if you guys decide to try Altreno, I think you'll find that you can do that progression much quicker if you're just starting fresh to retinoid use. I think you can, you know, do that much faster. And then as always, moisturize, sunscreen, and then protect the eyes, the nose, and the lips. So what I do with my eyes, I put on like usually CeraVe moisturizing, the CeraVe healing ointment. I put that on my lips and just around my eyes before I use my Tretinoin. But I'm very careful to not get the Tretinoin close to my eyes. I have tried that before slowly, and I always seem to get irritation. So for me, it's not worth it. So now I'll do a little demo. Again, I'm going to just show you like the consistency. Let's start off with the Tretinoin cream, 0.05%. I do have like a video on this too. It's a short. So the Tretinoin cream, a pea-sized amount is like this much. Can you even see that? I don't know. Here, I'm going to show you on my hand. Pea-sized amount, just that very, very little bit. Okay, easily spreadable. Like I do really like the cream. And then the Altreno, even better. Altreno. See, and if you can see, like this is just like a little gel thingy. It's not gel, sorry. It's more like just an ointment. And I think it shows better in the short, but and again, just like, I mean, this one's just so easy. It's like already done. So that's the basics. I hope you enjoyed the video, and let me know if you have any questions for sure, because I love to talk about retinoids, and I love to talk about this new, like, to me, new discovery of Altreno. I love it. So thanks for watching. Subscribe for more content like this, and definitely share with a friend, because I definitely heard about a lot of people being interested in Altreno. So I hope I can spread the word and answer any questions. Thanks for watching always, and have a great day.